Hurricane Dorian remains an incredibly intense Category 4 storm on the Saffir-Simpson scale at 3 p.m. with winds of 150 miles per hour and a pressure of 938 millibars. There are signs of weakening at this time, but the wind field is expanding and could affect the coast of Florida today. On Grand Bahama right now, conditions are marginally improving, but are still extremely dangerous in the region. Still, Category 4 force winds could be felt there. Stage 7, catastrophic. Here is the storm's position right now. It's moved around 2 miles per hour over the course of today. 150 mile an hour winds still, 26.9 north at 78.4 degrees west at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Right now it's 30 miles from Freeport, 102 from West Palm Beach, 124 from Fort Pierce, 214 from Orlando, and 309 from Jacksonville. So the warnings remain in effect. They have expanded since this morning. Grand Bahama, the Abacos Islands, and Jupiter Inlet to the Flagler-Volusia line under the hurricane warning. Hurricane watch extending up to Altamaha Sound. Tropical storm warning, Deerfield Beach to Jupiter Inlet. Storm surge watches have been extended all the way up to the Savannah River as well, and a storm surge warning from Lantana to Flagler-Volusia line. Storm surge could occur anywhere along that area up to 7 feet above normal tides. Rainfall in the next 5 days looks like this. Large amounts of rain sitting just off the coast of Florida. Any westward trend in the track forecast will bring that large amount of rainfall overland. But generally we're looking at the 6-inch bracket starting somewhere in South Carolina and continuing up the North Carolina coast over the next 5 days. Further south, it will be in the range of 4 to 6 inches. Sea surface temperatures are still very warm, around 29 degrees Celsius in general, and that will continue for a good 2 or 3 more days yet. So the latest Gfs model takes the storm towards the north slowly but surely, towards the northwest, still very intense, sweeping towards Cape Canaveral, then turning towards the north and northeast. Hurricane force conditions could occur anywhere along the Florida coast from Jupiter to the North Carolina Outer Banks and possibly even beyond there. You can see the longer range forecast taking the storm as a hurricane just past Cape Cod. That is still long range at this point and could change on the models over the next few days. Chances of tropical storm force winds remain very high along the Florida East Coast, 94% on West Palm Beach and in Melbourne, 65% in Jacksonville, and now 76% at Charleston, South Carolina. The wind field of this storm will expand over time and already is beginning to do so, so tropical storm force winds are pretty much assured along the whole coastline all the way up to the Outer Banks. According to the models, the storm is on a weakening trend. That is observed as well. Wind shear has taken a higher rise than we expected today, which has contributed to the storm's weakening. Relative humidity has also been a little bit lower than expected today as well, with potential dry air intrusion being a factor in the storm's weakening process so far. So that is really some good news there, that the storm is weakening faster than expected because it is moving extremely slowly. Wind shear is slightly higher than expected, and the dry air is a little bit more of a problem than expected, but still not fatal for the storm, and it remains a very strong Category 4 right now, even if it weakens further to Category 3 status later today. Not to say that will happen, but if it did, it would still remain an extremely dangerous storm with a potential storm surge and hurricane force winds, with the wind field expanding out over time. Latest satellite imagery shows that the storm, the cloud tops generally weakening over time, still a few significant bursts, the eye temperature really capitulating in the last hour or so, and we'll wait and see whether that becomes a trend later on this evening. Force 13 will run more live coverage with discussion from 5 p.m. Eastern Time on the Force 13 channel. You can follow Force 13's outlets, the website force13.com. You can also find our YouTube channel. If you're not there already, you may well be. Good chance of that. Subscribe if you haven't. You can also find our Facebook page, search Force 13 all in text, and our Twitter handle. It's @Force13 on there. You can also help the project become even better by becoming a patron. You can see more information about all the benefits involved by visiting patreon.com/Force13. With a special thanks to these people for being our most valued patrons this month. You can also check out our growing merch store so you can show Force 13's colours wherever you go. You can also find a link to our Discord server underneath this video in the description.